YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back. Headed into NFL Week 9, and I got my rookie power rankings for you guys today. Updating these every single week. We also have regular power rankings, weekly picks, both those already on the channel for Week 9. Got my score predictions on the way as well. Plenty of other videos, constantly adding more here. So please help us get that 60K goal. We're right there. Appreciate the support. Follow that Twitter, constant NFL talk, even during live games, pretty much every single game all year long. Instagram, podcast, Patreon, a lot going on here. Link in description, comments for anything that you may need. That Patreon has a bunch of extra bonus NFL content there and college football. Junior score predictions every week for every game. My bets of the week for NFL and college football. Updated playoff predictions. We're predicting the seeds and round by round and the Super Bowl, of course. We'll have playoff predictions, mid-season playoff predictions on the channel here, either later this week or next week. But we got bonus content, Discord access, a lot going on in there. Check it out, much appreciated. So Week 9, T. Higgins, new entry. He's number 15. He's been tearing it up. Him and Joe Burrow have developed a good connection there. So it took a little bit to get going, maybe a few weeks, but yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see T. Higgins. Some people really during the season last year thought he was for sure a first-round pick, and then he kind of fell down people's boards a little bit because the question was, is he just a contested catcher? But he's showing that he's more than that, so got to respect it. You see the next three that just missed. You got Antonio Gibson, who was 15 last week but didn't play. Jeremy Chin, who seems to be all over the field. A bright spot of the Panthers defense. Maybe to get in here, just to squeeze in here. Well, the other guys are playing really good ball as well as he is, but maybe inconsistent with the tackling. Up there and missed tackles for rookies. And then Mekhi Becton, who's been an outstanding run blocker for the Jets, just misses the cut. But T. Higgins makes the top 15. 14, Claypool down one spot. Did have a touchdown, but he did have a fumble. But been playing very well, can continue to climb. It's a guy that I can definitely see. Mainly somebody else had to move up, so he moved down a spot. Same goes for Julian Blackmon. He's been outstanding, kind of a surprise, how good he is right away. Malik Hooker gets hurt early in the year. He takes over. But mainly just moving down because somebody else has really had to move up with their outstanding play. But these guys have been playing fantastic. Same thing with Chase Young. He was off this week. I say it every week, but I expect him to soar up the rankings as the year goes on because that's where we expect him to be. We expect him to be very, very good, and he'll get there. Washington has a chance to actually take that division, believe it or not, and he can be a big part of that. So we'll see. Patrick Queen, a little bit of a mover here in the wrong direction, I suppose. Still definitely a strong candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But since beginning of the season, I guess he's kind of fell down a little bit. Up there in missed tackles. I think he leads rookies in missed tackles, but he does have those big impact plays. More towards earlier in the season, to kind of keep him in the top 15 though. But I just want to see him a little more consistent with the tackling. So he's going down a little bit, but to be in the top 15, obviously you're a top tier rookie here. 10, Jillian Johnson's going to move down a spot. Mainly because he did give up a touchdown, which I'm really not sure where he was at on that one, what he was doing on that one. But, been very tight in coverage, a ton of pass deflections, really good in man coverage, which is one of the harder things to do. Sometimes he'll stop his feet. That's something you don't want to do as a corner. But, he's still in the same area that he's been. 9, James Robinson didn't actually play this week, but he's been so impressive. I think other guys didn't really hurt themselves, but they hurt themselves more than they helped themselves. That resulted in James Robinson going up a spot. And then number 8 is a guy that really moved up and was a reason why a lot of these guys moved down a spot or more. And that's Michael Onwenu from the Patriots. Looked like they found a hidden gem there, the Michigan offensive lineman. This guy's a nasty blocker. You see him pulling and making big-time blocks, even getting downfield, making big-time blocks. Looked like a bully out there against the Bills. A big reason Cam and you see Damian Harris running wild. Those guys are being able to run. So very consistent and very dominant. He's starting to look like he's a dominant rookie here. So he soars up 6 spots. Very impressive. 7, CeeDee Lamb. Not much movement here, but he's definitely trending down. He was at the 1 spot the first week we did this, which was a few weeks ago. And I guess no Dak kind of hurt him there. So he's fallen a bit, and he might be trending down. And then 6, Edward Solaire. Yeah, just sticking in the same spot for the most part. Not too much movement here, a little bit. Justin Jefferson going down 2 spots. The Vikings stuck to the run game, so didn't really. I think Kirk Cousins only threw 14 passes, so Jefferson wasn't a huge factor, but has had a ridiculous year in his rookie year here, so he's still top 5. 4, Tristan Wirfs, who was at 1. I still love Tristan Wirfs, huge fan. It's mainly some other guys kind of just had these mind-blowing performances that kind of boost them up, because not much is splitting up the top 4 or 5 guys. You know, I mean, you can even go down to top 8 guys, top 9 guys, whatever it may be. They're all tight. So he's down a few spots. It's really not because of him. 3, Winfield, 2 Buccaneers in a row. Winfield, an outstanding game. You see him play all over the place, and he's really just all over the place on the field. Playing pretty much every position. He's playing free safety, strong. Playing in the box, the slot corner. Leaving his coverages to it shows how rangy he is. Get downfield to the ball, making big time plays, to force field goals. Or we've seen that last play of the game, controversial, I guess, but it was a big time play when it's all said and done. But he made plays within that game, that Giants game that was big time. I thought he was one of the bright spots on the Buccaneers defense, really all year, but in that game. And then the quarterbacks find themselves at 1 and 2 here. Clicked the wrong thing there. And it's Joe Burrow 1 and Justin Herbert 2. Joe Burrow up 3 spots, upsetting the Tennessee Titans with a huge game. But the thing with Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, a lot of similarities with their game this week. A lot in terms of what impressed me the most. It's not really the yards. It's not really the touchdowns. It's not really the stats, I guess. It's kind of the knowledge. They look like they're a few years at least into their NFL careers there. Justin Herbert was looking at the first half of that Chargers game, he was making himself number 1. He was making himself my offensive player of the week, big time, just because the knowledge, in some of these plays, some of these throws, knowing when to get rid of the ball, where to throw it, when to throw it, everything, avoiding the pressure, knowing when to go on the run, throw on the run, everything. Ended up getting 2 interceptions. Not the end of the world, but that didn't, I'm not going to punish him for that, but it doesn't. It's tough to take the number 1 spot with that, I suppose, when Joe Burrow was almost flawless in his game. So yeah, I moved Joe Burrow, the number 1 prospect, number 1 overall pick in the past draft, to number 1. Winfield's very close to being 2 as well. Those guys are really tight. A lot of these guys are tight. Really, it's possible. I mean, we still got weeks and weeks left. It's possible that somebody I don't even have on the screen right now could really make their way up to the top. I think that's actually possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. I think even the guys in the next 3, they can make their way up. It's pretty wide open here. Pretty wide open. Want to see consistency, and impact players here out of these rookies to make your way to the top. But quarterbacks, I wasn't given bonus points for being quarterbacks, but these guys are looking like vets, making big-time plays, looking better than long-time starters. So, they're playing great. They're playing great. So they're on their way up there. So that is the rookie rankings heading into Week 9. We're updating these every week. You let me know your thoughts in the comments, your rankings. Again, we have regular power rankings already on the channel for Week 9. We have straight-up picks with the boys on the channel for Week 9. My score prediction should be up today, which is November 4th at some point. A lot of content on the Patreon that usually goes up Wednesday, Thursday range. So a lot going on here. Always adding more as well. So please subscribe, smash that like button, turn notifications on. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.